Hello everyone, Sovereign and Supreme here. What's up? I hope you're having a great weekend. In today's video, I will be discussing how to find love in 2021. And despite my age, despite my looks, despite what you may think about me based on first impressions, I actually believe that I have a lot to contribute in the love department, as well as what to look for on your lovely journey, for the lack of better words. Once again, I hope you love my plant right here. Hope I'm giving you that Zen energy, that Zen vibe. But I do have to ask, how are you? How is everyone doing? How do you feel at this very moment? Do you feel light? Do you feel heavy? Do you feel lovely? Or do you feel repugnant? Because believe it or not, the way you feel is what you attract into your life. And that could be anywhere from shame to enlightenment. How you feel determines how you act. And this is a product of how you think. So depending on how you think is how you feel and eventually how you act. So love is something that is intrinsic. There is no reward for love other than, you know, accumulating or perpetuating. I don't want to use perpetuating because it sounds like a word with a negative connotation. My point is that love starts within. It's something that no one else can really give to you unless if you give it to yourself. And any love that someone gives you is a reflection of the love you give yourself. So what I mean is love begins with you. Love is self-love first before it can become love towards other people. If you love yourself within, you're going to love other selves around. Because true love is when, there's no strings attached. You're not expecting anybody to give you anything. You're just simply giving it because that's what you are. And if you're a person who is looking for love, you have to remember that you have to give what you want to receive. It cannot always be receiving, or in this case, taking without any giving. You have to be the type of person who gives to other people and encourages them to be a better person. Because believe it or not, you reap everything that you sow. And I'm not saying that to sound hypocritical or to be judgmental. I'm saying that because it's actually a universal principle. It may be a law of karma, but basically, people don't think of it this way, but whatever you do to other people will be done back to you. And some karma is self-karma. Like if you have paid back all karma, so to speak. But I think that that really keeps a cosmic balance because a lot of things, especially the political climate, I'm glad that Joe Biden won, but a lot of things are so out of balance that there's just no love in it. So the love frequency, also known as 528 hertz, is what we must all ascend to while in physical form, because love is the answer, and love is the way to transcend this bottomless pit of hatred, anger, and bigotry. Whenever people serve hatred, anger, bigotry, or fear, it's because that's what's inside of them. So the question is, how do you change yourself so that you can get a different result? How do you change your reflection to change what you're projecting out there? And that is a rhetorical question because I am not the only person I'm not the person who can answer that for you. You would have to answer that for yourself because the answer lies within. You can look for outside validation, outside sources as much as you like, but at the end of the day, you are the prime candidate for this experiment of life because life is an experiment. You will go through trial and error, but the point is you come out on top. You learn the ins and outs, you deal with the highs and lows, but eventually you will come out of the fire victorious. You are a diamond fresh out of the rough. So if you're wondering how to find love in 2021, you start by loving yourself. It's less about finding love. It's less about feeling love. It's less about acting lovely. It's more about quite simply being love. And society doesn't really give us many tools on how to love ourselves. So that is all the more reason why this is an intrinsic value. Love is invaluable. And I'm talking about the true, pure, unadulterated kind, the one that is a scarce gem. It's a priceless gem, it's a priceless jewel because it's invaluable. It is something that will definitely enhance your life. And you go about loving yourself more by stop looking for it so much out there. And that sounds crazy, but you have to start within here before you go looking for love out there. Because honestly, and I think everybody does this to a certain extent, it doesn't just have to be romantic. We always go around looking for love, and it just can be in all the wrong places. And that's the last thing you want because that is a loveless affair. That is a loveless situation. And the last thing you need is for anything to be counterproductive to your purpose, to what you're trying to get accomplished. So, with that being said, it does not matter if you feel like other people do not love you as much as you may need to be loved. What matters most is if you love yourself adequately. Because logically speaking, not everyone is gonna like you, and some people are just gonna hate you because they see how great you are. They see what such a talent you are, and they want to stop that. They want to destroy you. But if you've ever been a type of person who is very compassionate and loving, I'm here to tell you, I'll be the first to say, keep being you. Keep spreading that love and light, whether this is platonically, romantically, and otherwise. Keep being you because even though it may seem like you are not reaping the rewards for your hard work, you are. There is someone out there who clearly sees your value. You are a priceless, invaluable gem. And deep down, we are all love and light. And you're not trying to get to love and light, you are love and light. You are coming from the non material source of love and light. Because that is what you are, that is what you were, and that is what you will always be. Now, the reason why I say that you're not going to love is because I purposely titled this How to Find Love, as in, what do I do? What do I look for? How do I present myself? What do I say? Etc., etc. But I am trying to debunk your belief about the meaning of love. You're not trying to find love. You're not actively searching for love. You are letting love come to you. It's not just one-sided. You know how you hear about these puppy love stories when someone is searching for another person, but the other person isn't really interested in them? That is not love. That is a sick, twisted, perverted version of love. It is a dark fairy tale. And it has a low vibrational energy. Like, you think you don't have love, so you think you have to find it. You know, you even want is a negative word. So you are not trying to find love. You are trying to remember and embody the fact that you are love. And like attracts like. So if you are vibrationally a match for love, you will attract love. If you are not ready for a relationship vibrationally, then maybe you won't attract love. If you have a problem with being single, then perhaps you need to love yourself more and be okay with whether or not you are single or in a relationship. And that is easier said than done, but it is a necessity. And try not to feel bad if you have a hard time with this. And you also have to evaluate whether or not your standards are realistic or not. Because if you have unrealistic expectations and goals of another person, that is bound to be problematic and tragic. You need to understand how other people are and see if they are aligned with who you are. Because if you're attracting someone or something that fails to positively serve you or all but positively serves you, you need to reevaluate your own vibration so that you can raise it and embody your best, greatest version. Because that's what this is about. When you are thinking positive thoughts, you're going to attract positive outcomes. When you are thinking negative thoughts, on the other hand, you're going to attract negative outcomes. So it all starts with a thought, because without the thought, there wouldn't be a feeling. And without the feeling, excuse me, there wouldn't be an action. So that's important to keep in mind when you are, quote unquote, finding love in 2021. You are love. As a matter of fact, we are all love. That is who we are on a spiritual level. Because that is the unconditioned self. That represents who we are before we are hurt in society, before there is trauma, pain, abuse, mistreatment. It is even said that babies are born with morals. They're born with high moral standards. And societal conditioning can either strengthen those inherent morals or weaken them. So it just really depends. I did research on that and I was quite astounded because I never knew that that could happen. I never could wrap my mind around the possibility that babies are born with morals and ethics and principles. So that tells me that people are inherently good, or what we consider good, because in a sense, that is a societal construct. When we add value to something, meaning, that is a societal construct. That is a subject defining the object. You know, morals defining what is inherently amoral. So love comes in so many different forms, but what people usually don't realize is that love is an energetic vibration. You know, are you emanating love? Are you giving love? Are you love? Well, the answer is yes, but are you vibrating at that frequency? Because if the universe doesn't, if you don't know how to speak the language of the universe, you will have a hard time attracting it. But love can quite simply be enhanced joy, peace, and enlightenment. Doesn't always have to be in a romantic sense or with a romantic flair. It starts within. Because usually people do treat you the way they treat themselves, but sometimes they treat you based on what they pick up about you, what you will allow them to get away with. So that is something that you should keep in mind when you are trying to find love. There's a specific word I am trying to come up with when I say how to find love in 2021, like the antithesis of find, like the opposite of find. And I keep coming to not all wonders are lost. And when I say wonders, I don't mean with an O, I mean WANDERS. Not all wonders are lost. And you know when people say, I think she lost her mind or I think he lost his mind, they rarely consider the fact that that's not such a bad thing if you finally found your right mind. And sometimes you can lose your heart, you can lose your body, you can lose your spirit. But in the process of losing something, you gain so much more. And it's when you come into that awareness that you really have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So when you lose something, that's actually to your benefit because it is like you're pouring out a cup that was not positively serving you, and now you are allowing a new liquid, so to speak, to come into your cup. You are upgrading. But it's so easy to focus on what you lack or what you think you don't have or what you say what you've said you've lost, but look at how much you've gained. Look what I found, so to speak, which is an Ariana Grande reference, but look what I found, if that helps. You know, it's just love is kind of hard to define, actually. Love is something that is beyond words, and it's something that we are all deserving of. No matter what you've done, what you've said, what you've fought, you are equally deserving of love. Because there's no such thing as an individual who is purely innocent or purely guilty. Life is very complicated, it's very complex. But I'd argue that it's complex in physical form, but the spiritual aspect of life is actually quite simple. It's about growth, development, expansion, keen awareness. So, love is whatever you make it, however you're vibrating, however you are interacting with the world around you. Love is this. Love is taking care of your health. This could be mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, philosophically, spiritually, you name it. Taking care of yourself. When you take care of yourself, you're able to take care of other people. So everything does start within because whatever you give yourself is what you're going to likely give others. If you are strings attached with yourself, you are likely to be strings attached with other people. Other people are a reflection of you, in a sense, but the way you treat other people is also a reflection of you. But I will say is that 9 times out of 10, the way a person treats you, yourself included, is how they treat themselves. So it's a matter of being very kind, gentle, passionate, and loving towards yourself. Because there's going to be times when people are very heartless. So it is in your best interest to transmute that, so to speak, transmute that hatred and turn it into love. Because as the love frequency, you cannot allow you cannot allow external circumstances to bring your internal condition down. You cannot allow other people to bring you down. You have to bring other people up instead of letting them bring you down. And the same thing applies to your internal condition. Try not to let external circumstances bring your internal condition down, but try to bring your external circumstances up by bringing your internal condition up to par. And this ties into love. If you feel like your external circumstances are not loving enough, you've got to love your internal condition enough. You've got to say, I'm right where I need to be, and I've got nothing to worry about. I am so happy and grateful for all the progress that I have made. I am so happy and grateful now that I am vibrating at the frequency of love and light. And I am so happy and grateful for all the things that I am doing well, all the things that I'm doing right. Because that's what it comes down to. But as for so many things, we look at things one-dimensionally. Even though we are three-dimensional, we tend to look at things as, love is romantic or platonic, but love can be anything. The possibilities are endless. Like meditation can be anything, love can be anything. And to reiterate, love is not only what you make it, but how you break it. How do you break it down? What do you think love is? You could type that in the comments. What do you think love is? You think it's finances? Do you think it's material possessions? Do you think it is a healthy relationship? Do you think it is vibrant health? Try not to be a stranger and type in the comment section what you think love is. And more importantly, what do you feel love is? Instead of saying how to find love in 2021, I really should say how to be love in 2021. And I may change that depends. But how to be love, that's the name of the game. That's the question. How to embody love. Because when you are being love, you are going to be loved. I repeat, when you are being loved, when you are being loved, rather, you are going to be loved. When you are being love, you are going to be love. And it's a matter of finding that balance between giving and receiving love. You can't just be a cheerful giver, so to speak. You have to also be a merry receiver. If you're just giving love, but you aren't allowing other people to give you love, you're not receiving love with no strings attached, without there being a wall or some pretense, then it's going to feel one-sided. If you are just receiving love and you aren't giving love, then you are not operating at your full unlimited potential. And I know that it's a common law of attraction principle to say you attract who you are, not what you want. But you are love. That is who you are. It's just you have to raise your vibrational frequency to think of love. Try making the following a part of your daily dialogue, your internal dialogue. I am love and light. I am love and light. I am love and light. So the more you think something, the more you're going to feel it. And the more you feel something, the more you're going to be it, the more you're going to act it. And it will get to the point where it won't be acting as if you would just simply be love. And the irony of that is it's the connection between you and your higher self. Because your higher self, the real, true, mountainous you, is love. And you're coming from love. So you are in a sense going back to it, finding your roots, finding your spiritual roots, because you will feel more like yourself when you feel more love. When you think it, when you feel it, when you be it. If you ever feel like you are out of vibrational alignment with who you are, that is because you are not being who you are at the moment. Whenever you feel like there is a shortage of love in your life, that is representing what you are not. That is telling you that you are deserving of much more than your current situation. But it's also a reminder that you are stronger, greater, and better in your external circumstances. Your internal condition is stronger, greater, and better than your external circumstances. Why? Because your internal condition precedes your external circumstances. It is something that creates your external circumstances. So if it can create it, it can destroy it. And I'm going to challenge my own ideology on that one. What if, since everything is energy, what if we can theorize that, and this is reason talking, what if we can theorize that nothing can be created or destroyed? And I mean nothing. If everything is energy, nothing can be created or destroyed, right? Or at least I would think. If I'm wrong about that, then I'm happy to learn. I'm happy to be enlightened. But when you stop to think about it, maybe you're just transmuting your external circumstances into a more positive favor and outcome by transmuting your internal condition first. Because whether it was positive or negative, your internal condition transmuted your external circumstances. That's what happened initially. So, in order to transmute it back to what you would like, for the odds to play in your favor, you have to analyze your internal condition, weigh the pros and cons, and determine what you can do to raise your vibration and to ultimately transmute your external circumstances in your favor. So, once again, if you are wondering how to find love in 2021, remember that you are love. It's just a matter of thinking like love, feeling like love, and being love. And it all starts right here. I wonder if you can see me. There we go. It all starts in the heart. If you're meditating, remember that you have to get in tune with your heart, because the energy of your heart is thousands of times stronger, greater, and better than the energy in your heart and in your mind. The energy in your heart is thousands of times stronger, greater, and better than the energy in your mind. Heart energy is very powerful. Your heart chakra is very important. It's important to feel what you're meant to feel, the highs and the lows. Because love can be romantic, it can be platonic, it can be spiritual, it can be mental, it can be emotional, psychological. Love comes in all shapes and forms, and yet I bet you no one can define love truly, purely, unconditionally with words, because the power of love is beyond words and it heals and transmutes us all. So if you like my content, share it, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment in the chat below. Remember that you are love. Try to get in tune with your heart energy and be gentle with yourself, because oftentimes you will attract more love into your life when you find a way to love yourself and to turn off that, or at least lessen the severity and impact of that critical negative internal voice. God knows you deserve it, and that you can look forward to brighter, lighter, happier days in your future. You are the co-creator of your reality, so if you want to attract more love and light into your life, you just have to simply be it. You have to be all that you seek. And in some ways, lose all the things that you find. That doesn't make sense, but in order to find love in 2021, or really in any year, you have to lose your idea of what love means. And there is a positive relationship between what you find and what you lose. Try not to put your faith, trust, and foundation in man, but put that into yourself. Try not to waste your energy on others, but more on self, because when you do that, you're able to give and receive more from others. You're able to receive more of a solid foundation from external circumstances. When you are in alignment, your internal condition is in alignment with who you are. And your internal condition at its core is unconditionally love and light, peace and enlightenment, joy and bliss. And that is what you are. You were that yesterday, you are that today, and you will be that tomorrow. So, to come full circle, you will find love. Whether that is within yourself, around your environment, or all of the above, something I haven't mentioned, you are going to find it. It's just a matter of raising your vibration. So try to be around positive people. Listen to upbeat music. Do something that you love. Fill your soul up with passion. And it just takes one thought, one feeling, one action, one word, one day to transmute your life from fear and hatred to love and light. So before you try to find love in someone else, find, discover, and explore that love within. Because you are love and light, and that is exactly what you are going to find. So I love you all. Take care and spread the love and light thousandfold.